When stolen evidence from the Vern Braswell case, which had been missing for 15 years, turned up in a letter of apology in July of 2020, the Braswell family started digging for answers and looking for evidence. Digging through evidence by the family has led to the discovery of a 2017 video of Shelby County DAG Amy Weirich that shows the Shelby County District Attorney's Office treats blacks and whites differently when it comes to turning over withheld trial evidence of innocence. There appears to be one set of rules when Amy Weirich and her prosecutors get caught hiding evidence of innocence in cases of white people. There's a whole different set of rules when Amy Weirich and her prosecutors get caught hiding evidence of innocence in the case of black people. And we have proof. We have transcripts of private court conversations between a judge and a prosecutor who was scared to give a black defendant withheld evidence that the prosecution was caught hiding because the scared prosecutor saw DAG Amy Weirich's initials on the envelope of the hidden evidence. And we have a video of DAG Amy Weirich doing the exact opposite in the case of white defendants. This Jim Crow style of justice in Memphis Shelby County must end. The days of treating blacks as less than by the DA's office must end. If they do this to one black man in Memphis, they'll do it to every black man in Memphis. And who knows how many black men they have done this to over the years. In 2005, Vern Braswell had a trial on the charge of murder. In 2009, Vern Braswell filed on an appeal. In April of 2011, during a meeting between prosecutors Doug Carricker and attorney Eskridge, they stumbled upon an inch-thick envelope of withheld trial evidence from the Braswell case with the initials of Memphis Shelby County DAG Amy Weirich, and a note with the instructions that the evidence inside the envelope should not be shown to any of the Braswell lawyers. On April 20th, 2011, during a private conversation in court, Braswell's attorney told Judge Paulo Shahan and prosecutor Carricker that she wanted to see the hidden trial evidence inside of the sealed envelope. However, prosecutor Carricker repeatedly told the judge he was terrified of getting in trouble if he showed their attorney the trial evidence inside of the sealed envelope because he saw DAG Amy Weirich's initials on the note saying, "Do not show to Braswell's lawyers." Prosecutor Carricker used this excuse of needing to get permission from Amy Weirich, since her initials were on the instructions not to show anyone the hidden trial evidence inside of the sealed envelope. Now, months later, in another private conversation in court, July 1st, 2011, Carricker gave the same excuse to the judge that he needed to talk to Amy Weirich. After months and months, and then years went by, the prosecutor continued to stall, and they never showed Braswell's lawyers the hidden trial evidence inside the sealed envelope. Finally, in another private conversation in court, on October 11, 2013, the prosecution claimed that the sealed envelope of withheld trial evidence vanished. The official testimony from the Shelby County DA's office from hidden trial evidence from this black man's case was, nobody knew where the sealed envelope of withheld trial evidence came from. Nobody knew what type of trial evidence was in the sealed envelope. Nobody knew where the sealed envelope or withheld trial evidence went when it vanished. And guess what, Memphis? Guess what, Memphis? Just guess what? Frankly, nobody cared. In the murder trial of Noura Jackson, a woman also prosecuted by Amy Weirich, things went very, very different when withheld trial evidence of innocence was found in an envelope after Noura Jackson's trial. Keep in mind that the lawyers for the black defendant, Vern Braswell, begged for years to see the trial evidence that was inside of the sealed envelope, which Shelby County DAG Amy Weirich's initials on it. I want you to watch the following video to see how the Memphis Shelby County DAG Amy Weirich and her prosecutors treat white defendants when the same thing happens to white people.
Under this open file, Noura's attorneys could have come and found those things.
They had everything. They had everything. But that's a great point. I'm glad you brought it up. This statement that was going to set her free, right, was a statement. It was the third statement given by one of her friends, a witness by the name of Andrew Hammock. Mm-hmm. He had given one statement to the police that said something. He'd given another statement to the police that said something else. They had those statements. This third statement was summarized in a supplement by an MPD homicide detective. They had that summary. What they didn't have, because we didn't have it, the police never gave it to us, was the actual handwritten statement by the defendant. They had the summary of it. They had the reference to it.
So they knew it existed.
Sure. But we just didn't have possession of it because the police department had never given it to us. So my trial partner, Mr. Jones, discovered that in the middle of this 2-week trial. He got our investigator engaged over the weekend. That investigator contacted homicide. That statement is given to us on Monday morning. We're going back to trial. It's 40 plus witnesses. It's 400 plus pieces of evidence. Your mind's going in a million directions. And we had put that statement in an envelope, marked it, give to defense attorney, and forgot to give that third statement, and I put quotation marks around it because it really wasn't much of a change at all from the other two. But be that as it may, it's our responsibility and duty to give it to him. Forgot to give it to him. Trial goes on. Jury returns their verdict. Within a day or two, Mr. Jones discovers that in the inside flap of the trial notebook. Did he throw it away? Did he shred it? No. He did what every prosecutor in this nation would do. And he went to court and he told Judge Kraft, I messed up.
Prosecutor Stephen Jones actually turned over the trial evidence of innocence immediately to the white defendant's lawyer and the judge. In the white case, Prosecutor Jones did not treat the white defendant like Prosecutor Carricker treated the black defendant. Carricker went months and eventually years without turning over contents of the envelope. The lawyers of the white defendant were able to get the envelope quick. They were able to get the evidence of innocence that Amy Weirich withheld during their trial. The lawyers of the black defendant, Vern Braswell, was never able to get the evidence, of which has been and is still being withheld by Amy Weirich in the trial. The white defendant was able to get the contents of the envelope in her case to get her conviction overturned, and now she's sitting at home. The black defendant, Vern Braswell, never got to use the contents of the envelope in his case, and he still sits in prison. And he has cancer during this pandemic. Again, this Jim Crow style of justice in Memphis and Shelby County must end. The days of treating blacks as less than by the DA's office must end. If they do this to one innocent black man in Memphis, they'll do it to every innocent black man in Memphis. And who knows how many innocent black men that they have done this to over the years.